Hey, everybody. Welcome to Las Piñata. I'm Dave.
I'm Terrence. And today we are going to be taking another trip to our brainstorming podcast, Heroic
Origins, yes. So, we're going to create a brand new character and superhero character. And why don't we actually, I'm curious, Terrence, so we didn't talk about this ahead of time, but we used to do Halloween episodes for that show.
Oh, that's true.
And it's no longer Halloween.
Well, this won't be up until far after Halloween.
You're right. It'll be up. Okay, so I guess we can't really time it to that. So
maybe
you think it'll be out by Thanksgiving, or would this be Christmas? Would this be a Christmas episode?
I think it'll be closer to Thanksgiving. I don't know. I've got to look, but yeah.
Well, we won't worry about trying to tie it into a particular theme then. So, but all right, folks, we're going to give you another dose of Heroic Origins. So get ready. Terrence, can you count me down from 5?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, true conceivers. Welcome to the Heroic Origins podcast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Terrence. And we're just two comic book nerds doing what we love to do.
Make up new superheroes.
We're going to take some random words and pictures,
then riff off of them until we come up with a fully fleshed out superhero. We've given ourselves a time limit, one 40-minute regulation brainstorming period.
If we still haven't finished our hero by then, we'll move to a lightning round with 2 additional minutes per character element and 1 5-minute revision period.
Now get ready because
it's collaborating time.
Collaborating time. I was not on the ball with that. Sorry. Okay. So,
honestly, I was thinking coming out of Las Piñata, we could have gone straight to its collaborating time.
Maybe that should be the name of the podcast.
Maybe. We'll see.
Okay. Well, let me pull up our screen share here. That's the script. That's not what we want. Okay, we're gonna go here. This is our outline that we keep. We keep track of everything. So I'm getting shadow from my microphone. Interesting. All right. So what we're going to do is actually, we probably need to look at that script here to explain. No, we've already explained it. Never mind.
We explained what we were doing. Right. Yeah.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take some random elements and we're going to fill out this outline.
I was going to say, did you find random stuff yet? Because normally we.
So as you can see, this is just to show you our outline here. We're going to have a random word, random piece of trivia, and a random image. And then we're going to try to fill out this outline here. Identity, manifestation of powers and skills and whatnot, world building. And, there's a lot of subcategories here. So we're going to do that. And let's jump over to picking out a random word here. We use randomwordgenerator.com. They've actually got a lot of randomization stuff here and ads as well. So,
and we're using the weird words.
We're using weird words. And here we go. We've got 3 random weird words. Tessellation.
Always a good word.
Fitting together exactly, leaving no spaces. Sartorial. Of, like, or pertaining to a tailor or tailored clothes. And mycophagus, not sarcophagus, but mycophagus, which is eating fungus. I actually like all of these.
Yeah,
What
I
do you
like
think?
the mycophagus and the tessellation. I think those go together very well.
You don't like the sartorial? I think that's kind of neat.
Of like or pertaining to a tailor or tailored clothes. I'm not sure. I just wanted to look up
Mycophagus.
mycophagus. Is that see that I'm like
Well,
mycophagus?
I'm just it's got similar. It's a similar word to sarcophagus, so that makes me wonder, like, what's that? What's the relationship between those? I don't know. Tessellation. I like tessellation a lot, and we could have a character named Tess too. I don't know. What do you?
We could have a character named Mike.
That's true.
Actually, we used to do. Did we do any kind of random number to see how many characters we could have more than
Oh, that's true. We could do. Well, we haven't done a team episode in a while.
one? No?
I'd rather have that planned out in advance, though, because that's a little different beast. Um, boy, okay. I think in order for me, it's actually probably tessellation sart. It's in the order it is here: tessellation, sartorial, mycophagus. What order is your preference
What my preference?
of these
Um,
three? How would you order them?
I mean I like the mycophagus one, then tessellation, then sartorial.
Well, tessellation probably kind of wins then.
Okay.
We can bring the other ones in there if we want to later, but why don't we pick tessellation for right now?
All right.
And let me look up a better definition of tessellation. I don't like the definitions they always do. Sometimes they feel the covering of a surface, often a plane using one or more geometric shapes called tiles with no overlaps and no gaps. Do we want to use that definition, or do you prefer the original definition?
What was it? Fitting together exactly, leaving no spaces. I mean,
Let's. Okay, I'm going to copy that.
Yeah.
Okay, so tessellation row. Okay, I'm going to try to clear the formatting here so it fits a little better. In fact, maybe fits together exactly. That's what we want. Okay, so now that we've done that, what the heck? Why is it giving me 4?
Because you ended up adding a line.
Dagnabbit. There we go. Okay, 2 is trivia. So let's get some random trivia here, which we can go back here to these guys. Let's see. Random trivia. Random trivia. Anything random happened to you this week, Terrence?
Yeah. But I'm not going to go into that.
Nothing. Oh, okay. That's salacious, huh? Scandalous stuff, huh? Where's my random? They used to have a random trivia option. Is that not here anymore? Random facts. That's what it is. Okay.
Ah.
Okay. So we'll pick from 3 once again. What? What happened?
The first random fact, you already switched off of it, was that most people have an above average number of arms.
Well, it's true, right?
Yeah.
Well, do we want to use that?
That's hilarious. It's just funny.
Well, that's just true because of the way
Because-
averages work, right? It's that that's not even really a fact as much as
It's funny to.
it's a joke. Okay, a giraffe and a human have the same number of bones in their necks. Okay.
Okay.
The couple in the painting American Gothic are actually father and daughter and not husband and wife. People aged so much differently in the past. Camels originated in North America. That's interesting.
That is interesting.
Do you like any of these facts, though? Are any of these inspiring?
I'm inspired by the giraffe one because of tessellation.
Oh, okay. Well, you want to do that then?
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about that I feel like.
Okay.
Our first.
We're going to have a giraffe humanoid, though. Okay. All right. And that means we've got a random photo next. So once again, we will find random pictures here, somewhere on here.
What's charades? That's just.
Oh, they've got so many different things here. This
Yeah.
is a great. I like this website. I don't like the ads.
Yeah.
Of course, we're totally abusing it here. Maybe not.
Picture?
That is a random picture, but let's deliberately do it. Okay, so we got a big crowd in what looks like the desert.
Is that a?
No, those are Lego.
Oh,
those are Lego people. It's a Lego stadium.
That last thing, is that an angel?
Oh, let me scroll up a little bit here. It's like a statue. It looks like it's AI. I don't really like the AI stuff.
Yeah, I hate.
But it looks like a giant statue of an angel hanging over a city. And then you've got this alien sign in the middle of the desert. Huh?
We could take our a random fact on a random image and put it into an AI generator and see what comes out.
This is
just for fun, just to see what it does.
Well, you pull it up. You pull up the AI generator. I'm going to generate more pictures though here because I don't like these. Oh, here we go. We got a mismatched socks, which kind of is the antithesis of the first word we had, right? Which was tessellation.
Yeah.
Then we have that famous picture of the train coming out of the train station. Oh, and look at this. This actually is almost, what is that, like a dinosaur? Well, it's like a centipede skeleton, but that looks like that's probably AI too. I don't want the AI images. Do you like any of these? Anything inspiring?
I mean, the snake is, but it's like, yeah.
We could do that. You want to do the snake? I mean, that actually may be a real.
I'm not really drawn to any of those.
Yeah, me neither. Okay. It gets less random as we go. So, all right. Oh, there's a moon through a prison cell window, a dungeon window. We got another moon.
Vegetables.
And vegetables, but in a nice little assortment of fruits and vegetables. It's not just. Yay or nay? Should I move on? Do you have your AI images set up?
No, I was trying to log in. It's I don't think it likes me.
No, I already randomized here. Okay, we've got a guy doing push-ups. We got a little stuffed puppy dog on railroad tracks. And then we have a car that's crashed into a tree in a ditch. I don't know. Okay, we can do one more, but if we do one more, it has to be one of those three pictures.
Okay. Yeah.
We're doing a limit here. Okay, it's one of these last three here. Okay, we got a woman standing on her tippy toes to presumably kiss a person. Maybe she's, who knows? There might be something else going on. Then we got a bunch of random junk.
Gating.
I'm sorry?
I'm just saying things that she could be doing. It could be my coffee gating or something.
It could be eating. Yeah.
He could have some fungus on his face.
Well, speaking of fungus.
And then there's a snail.
We got a snail. You want to do a snail?
And then nails and screws and.
Got to be one of these. Yeah, it's got to be one of these things.
Well.
And I can't go back. We've lost the other pictures at this point.
Snail or the girl, not the nails.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I say snail.
Okay,
let's do snail.
Well, I say girl, but really it was a couple, I guess. Just completely.
It was a couple, but nobody cared about the guy.
Well, because he was just standing there flat-footed. She was on her toes.
That's right. She was doing all the work.
Yeah.
Okay, so there we go. So our random elements are tessellation.
They're pseudo-random.
Well, yeah,
curated random elements.
Curated, yeah. Well, we chose from randomly selected things, and then it's true. It's not pure random. If you're hung up on that, I recommend you listen to another superhero brainstorm. Tessellation, fitting together exactly, leaving no spaces. Our random fact was a giraffe and a human have the same number of bones in their necks, and our picture is a snail. Did you get that AI image going?
No, I gave up on it. I thought that we
were... That's cool. No. So let's move on then. So do we want to get our timer ready to go? It's our 40-minute timer.
Are we doing 40 or do you want to do 20 and 20?
40. I think we found that was good for these episodes.
All right.
And then we'll do the lightning round if we need to, right?
All right.
We may be done. We may be done in 40 minutes.
All right.
We can be optimistic. I don't think we ever are.
No, but we can be. So here's our 40 minutes starting now.
All right.
All right.
So, okay. Okay. So, well, do we want this to be some sort of neck creature? I mean, this is like, to me, I feel like I'm feeling like elongation or telescopic, telescopic.
Yeah, the telescoping thing is exactly what I thought of, like the bones. But I was thinking more bones, just all bones. And then,
all the bones. So it's like kind of a stretchy guy, except that the bones are.
Except he has bones. It's like not stretchy. He's got bones that he is projecting at. So it's like, yeah, Mr. Fantastic can reach 1,000 yards. But then, it can get hit and his arms
break his bones, yeah.
But yeah, so this guy actually has a bone there.
So telescopic bones, elongated bones through telescope. I mean, there are any living animal. That's kind of how it. Well, any vertebrate, if it elongates, it's stretching its bones, right?
What animal elongates?
Big bird? I don't know. No,
when you say that, I'm like, is there an animal that does this?
I don't know. I guess actually the first thing that comes to mind is the xenomorph, or which is not. So yeah, maybe that's not. But that's maybe that's more like a robot or something. But are there? Well, wait. But are there any animals that elongate? There must be. I mean, I guess there's snakes and stuff, but isn't there some animal that pops its neck up?
I mean, turtles can pop their heads out of their shells, but that was the other part with the snail that could have a shell too.
Yeah.
I
like the idea of the one thing about a snail. What if we were to have a very slow superhero? You've got the super fast superheroes, but what if somehow its power was being slow? Okay, Cannonball?
Uh-huh.
When he's flying, he gets that little invulnerability shield on. He gets a force field. What if when this guy moves really slow, he becomes invulnerable?
Actually, that's kind of cool. Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. So, and so then it has this slow elongation progress. It might be like a boa constrictor or something. It moves really slow, but it just really dangerous, Like you could be.
They strike fast. They don't. Wait, are you? I mean,
okay.
I don't know.
I suppose that's true, but their reputation is being kind of slowly crushing you to death and then eating you.
Yeah.
Not that our hero would do that, but
although they could.
Well, but I'm just thinking it could be like a constrictor type of thing. It's like they move really slow, but when they're moving slow, it could be like a time distortion thing because they're moving slow at a different temporal rate that maybe time stuff doesn't interact the same way and it creates a force field.
The idea of constriction is just kind of like what if they have the ability to slow themselves down, but I don't know, just to trap you in a space where they can exist, basically because you are still moving at a normal rate, you'll run out of oxygen, but they'll still be fine because they're moving so much slower. I don't know, you're underwater, but they only they can stay underwater for an hour. You can only stay for 60 seconds,
Well, I'm trying to think. This is the image that I have in my mind. Somebody who slowly starts expanding and can trap people, and they may think they can get away because it's moving so slowly, but it's because it gets so big, they can't escape it. Sort of like creating a dome or something. A geodesic dome. If we want to get all tessellated. Well, you remember the Tholian web in Star Trek?
No.
This is one of the very first episodes from the original series, and they had these kind of pyramid ships that they got into some strange piece of space, and they were sitting there, and these tiny ships were going around stringing threads around, in the area, and they didn't know what they were doing at first, but then they realized they were being trapped in by
Oh, I think
these threads.
I lost.
Yeah, we're kind of. Are you there now? Can you hear me?
Hold on, I'm not hearing you. Yeah, I think that was my AI generator popping up, and it just totally like shut
Oh, yeah.
everything down, at least on my end.
Yeah,
You
well,
just
let's
stopped. I
not
was like,
use
oh,
the AI generator then.
yeah,
Sort of popping in and out here. But
So I'm
yeah,
sorry,
the
you were talking
Tholian
about
web
this.
well, there was something. Yeah, it was the Enterprise was in this area of space. These aliens show up out of nowhere. They can't communicate with them, I don't think, or they decide. I don't remember what it was, but they start just sort of you know circling the ship in these threads, and they didn't realize at first what was going on, but then they were basically trapped in this web. So I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to think of slow threats. What are things that are slow threats?
Like
But inevitable, something you can't stop.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
yeah, that's. I mean, that's like like I don't know.
Jason Voorhees.
I'm thinking more like a like groundswell, kind of like mudslide, like basically where the things get saturated so much, and then eventually they slide off. It's like
Oh, I like that because it's like it's so big that even if it's moving slow,
yeah,
it could be like lava, right?
yeah.
Because like you see the
How do you
lava flow, and it's like you can't stop it, but it's still gonna destroy everything.
how do you make a person like that though?
Well, but this is the thing. They expand. I don't know, fitting together. Well, if we're talking about elongation,
Hmm.
they basically they would get really big. They would get huge, and it would be like a wave coming at you that you couldn't outrun because it was even if it was moving slow, it's just so huge.
Yeah.
Maybe. So like just getting huge is a big part of it. But I don't know. But it's a superhero. So I was like thinking, like, what if it's like a superhero that's, I'm imagining like a collapsing building, and if it's on the verge of collapsing, like it's going to collapse in 10 minutes or something.
Mhm.
So the hero starts expanding, and in 10 minutes, it's big enough to hold the building from collapsing or something like that.
Mhm.
I don't know. But I like the idea of just a slow threat. How can we do that?
I don't know. Maybe he's not. I don't know. I'm just thinking, like, what if he was more like a ghost, kind of like like he was encompassing everything. Like it's his actual body that's encompassing things. But it's
Like a gelatinous cube or something.
yeah.
So a gelatinous cube with a skeleton.
I
Well,
don't know.
I like the tessellation thing that the geo. I mean, feels more like a villain the more we talk about it. But like,
Yeah, but maybe there's a heroic aspect to it we just haven't figured out yet.
well, there's the I like the geodesic thing a little bit, or it's like puzzle pieces. Well, what if it's like a puzzle piece type of thing? Because that's like fitting exactly together.
Well, I like the cube actually idea that he's just a bunch, because then you look kind of pixelated. He's a bunch of little globs that just each is fitting together. Like if he's just a bunch of cubes that just keep
They just pop. They just sort of
just keep multiplying, and it's like a
So like the thing, like if the thing got big like the Hulk sometimes or something, like what if the thing just kept what if the thing was like Tetris and like it would add new bricks to his body?
yeah, just kind of like a continuing like to expand like that. Yeah.
Oh, so this is what it is like the character has maybe to make it more like the bone thing. Like what if the character grows slowly. The character starts out with power,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe it's just a regular guy, but slowly like keeps it grows. It's like Giant Man or something,
Hmm.
um, except that it's slow. You know, you're fighting this person, and you see them slowly getting bigger and
Hmm.
transforming. Maybe their bones growing. Maybe it's a geodesic bone structure or something that grows around them, and they get bigger and bigger until maybe you're beating them at first, but then as they get bigger, it becomes clear. Oh, there's no taking this person down.
Hmm.
No, no.
I mean, I know I was on board with the them being a gel.
Oh, okay. You like the gel. Well, let's just go with the gel then. Okay.
Like, but
So
like the
are they
cute.
like a gummy bear? Are they shaped like a humanoid?
Well, that's where I was thinking. Is like, do they even have to be? But actually, then it's more horrifying a bit, honestly, if they are humanoid and they start growing these like flesh-colored blobs, and or like the thing, like they just can turn into the thing and then continue from that to get bigger and bigger. Like they lose any form of humanity.
Well, this is again
They
we're going.
encompass, but they encompass things in themselves. Like this could still be a hero, mind
Let's decide. Well, let's decide real quick because I mean, it seems to me it feels like we're going for a villain or a monster. Do we want to? I guess
Well,
it could be.
man thing is a hero.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Okay, so they're gelatinous cubes.
Yeah,
Like so, it's like a thing, like, but it's still humanoid, like the thing. Like it looks like it's got
yeah.
brick.
I
It's
think
like a brick
kind of,
creature.
but I don't know. I'm thinking of I'm thinking of like Japanese food. Honestly,
Japanese food, like sushi or something. Or
no Japanese. They've got these like I don't know what they're made of. They're
yeah,
like
let's pull up a picture of this stuff.
uh,
So this is like Sushi Man, or
what
like
is it?
those little rice bricks. Is that what you're thinking of?
No, they're it's like this little jellied like I don't know. I don't even know what it is.
Okay.
But
If anybody in our audience knows, then
oh,
what is our email? Anyway, we should say our email more regularly. So feel free to, if you all know what Japanese food we're thinking of, feel
oh,
free to.
actually, you know, it would be funnier. Just because like I was looking up Japanese stuff, but it gave me like boba. Be really hilarious if we made a boba man.
Oh yeah.
It's just like
What's boba again? Give me the
boba
boba.
is little bubbles of tapioca.
Oh, okay.
Like it's but or other little things that go into it.
That would be a really disgusting superhero.
Well, yeah, this whole thing will be really disgusting.
I don't know. There is a mutant who on the Krakoa era mutant who is basically just a blob, and you can see the skeleton underneath. Have you seen that?
Yeah, yeah, I've seen him.
So
I don't know
this
much
is what I'm thinking of here a little bit when you're describing a gelatinous character. I mean, is that what we want?
Yeah, I mean, well, not
Or do we
necessarily.
want? We don't need a skeleton or anything.
Nah, but I don't know. But basically, you got the idea of it. Like some little jellies.
Why
Like
don't we? Okay, why don't we just go with that? And we're going to say that we've got a jelly. Okay, so
like little
the
gummy
powers
cubes.
are a
I mean,
gelatinous body that grows or expands. Is that what we're talking about?
well, yeah, he's gonna grow to like. I like the idea that he gets to immense sizes, and
Dro-
these are all candies and stuff.
Gelatinous body that grows or expands slowly, and then it can capture. It can kind of contain people.
Well, okay, so well, I guess yeah. Well, the question is, what happens when he gets? You're talking about him slowing things down,
Well, no, I just
or
want him to or him or her to be a slow acting hero, like because you've got the fast acting heroes, you've got plenty of
right.
super fast heroes. It's like what can we do to play with being slow? Can you be heroic if there's something that you do slowly? And I figure the gelatinous body could be this would be helpful for like if you got a bunch of people that need to jump off a burning building or something.
Yeah, you could like put it into a forest fire, but it's like
Yeah.
he gets a huge amount. The fire will spread, but he's going to keep getting bigger and bigger until he matches it. So like,
So I'm trying to think like this character is like like if you're preparing to go into battle, do you just does this character work? Is it like while you're flying there, he's expanding in the plane or something like that? What's the how does this person prep for a battle?
I mean, well, does he? I mean, does he only work slowly? Like, I mean, because if it's his whole body, that mean that he'd like start off with some, he'd be like, honestly, he'd be kind of man thingy, right? He'd be sludgish, right?
Well, would he be
if you were fighting him,
does
man,
he
man or thing?
well
Whatever.
is he made of gelatin, or does he put gelatin around his body, sort of like the original Iceman put ice around his body? I think Iceman now becomes ice.
Yeah, Iceman now is just ridiculous. But
I don't want to get you off on your Iceman.
Yeah,
rant,
off on that. But I actually, because of the expanding skeleton thing, I think it would make more sense if he adds gelatin. So he has to expand his skeleton to encompass all of the gelatin that he's making.
Are we going to be able to see the skeleton through the gelatin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, gelatin is a perfect example. I don't know why I was looking up the Japanese thing. Just like that's all we needed to know is Jello.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to be able to see the skeleton and the gelatin. So it's going to look just because it reminds me of that one mutant in.
But it'll be this expanded. It'll be like looking at a snake in Jello, because you'd have the bones going all through it.
Okay. So. Okay. Okay, but that's the power, and then the power we can figure out how they use the power later. Let's talk a little bit about the character.
All right, the character.
Because that's it seems to me that we oftentimes do the character first. Let's see. I don't think we have much
we don't
go on for character stuff.
No.
Is this well? How
want to randomly generate something to help us with character?
Huh?
You want to randomly generate something to help us with the character, or do you want to? Because we don't really have anything that's talking about the character. Well,
let's just talk it through here real quick. What's our time right now?
We are at my timer is not visible. That's not helpful.
It's probably
we're at 23 minutes. We
got
23 minutes.
Well, just like how would you get a gelatinous body? I mean, do you work at a Jello factory, or are you a chemist? It makes sense that you'd be like a chemist or something. I mean, you're probably, unless you're in Dungeons and Dragons and you're, the son of a gelatinous cube and a deity or something, a demigod or something.
The gelatin. Actually, that would be funny. What? I'm just thinking of ego. Like I'm half, God. Like he's just a big ball of goo.
Do you want to run with that, or it's like this is going to be a comedy character?
So it doesn't have to be a comedy character. It could be very serious. It's just like
so just to be clear, this is a half god, half gelatinous cube.
Yeah. Well, the god is the gelatinous goo. It's like
the god is the goo. Okay.
Yeah.
Half god goo.
So it's a demigod.
Half human.
Yeah.
Okay. Half god goo, half human. God goo sounds pretty disgusting.
Yeah, it does.
I'm going to give you my god goo. Goo goo. Okay.
I don't know what that god is the god of, but
we got that fungus eating thing earlier, so maybe
some sort of
maybe that's why it came out this way. Came out this way. Okay.
Oh, actually, though, but that like now, what is this the god of? Because then you're the child of that god. So what does the goo do? Like,
god of fungi.
Okay, like a fungus and.
Well, why not? Well, hold on. Why would there not be a god of fungus?
No, that makes sense, honestly.
A fungal god.
Which is a different, isn't that like a whole different life form? Like
fungus?
Is it like? Yeah,
yes, fungus is a life form. Yeah.
Yeah, the whatever mycelium something.
I don't know the official.
Yeah, there's something yeah.
But let's go with this here. So that was the god of fungi.
Yeah.
But we this reminds me we have that character from the Baker's Dozen.
Fungi.
Unrelated. Okay, but okay. So the heroic origin. So okay. So the heroic origin has to be that this person finds out that they must find out at some point that they have these godlike fungal powers.
Oh, just how do you find that out? Like you're like a teenager and you're like, oh, I wish I was taller, and you grew another bone and you're a little taller, and then you're a little taller. But along with that comes the gelatinous goo.
I'm telling you, man, it's hard for my brain not to go very blue with this whole thing, though. So, but okay, so you want to, so okay, so well, when you were a kid, did you used to like to try to reach to touch the ceiling to try to
Yeah, all of that. Yeah.
So okay, so the
I think definitely a kid who's
teenager as a teenager was trying to get taller, reaching for the ceiling, and suddenly the goo manifested.
Well, yeah, no, I mean they would extend. Yeah, it's like I've got goo coming out of odd places. No, that's natural.
Yeah, so is this going to be like an allegory for puberty or something?
I think so. Yes.
Okay. So okay, well, goo. The word goo keeps coming up. Do we want this person to be like the Goo Goo doll or something?
Oh God, no. Not the Goo Goo doll. Definitely not that.
Google. Well, because it's like
the God Goo God.
Goo, the god of the god Goo God.
It's a girl. It could be Goo Girl.
Goo Girl.
That's not going to be a good name. No. That has too many negative connotations, I think.
Okay, but I like this. Okay, so I mean, I think we're leaning towards social issues.
Yes.
Social issues. This will be like the first time we do social issues right ahead. Puberty. Okay. Okay, so it's a teenager, basically, going through so it's like a mutant though in that regard.
Yeah, in a sense, but they're a demigod. So,
but they're a demigod. So this is like
it's more
this is
Percy
like
Jackson.
What's the series, the young adult series where the person's a demigod? The
Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson. Oh, yeah. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like Percy Jackson, mutants, and yeah. Okay. This is weird. It's good. Well, so what to do with the goo? So once you have this power,
if you're the god? See, that's where if you're the god of or the demigod of fungus, what can you do with fungus? Like, what is that? What do your slimes do? Like,
well, so okay. First off, you probably have a power of you can probably talk to fungi, right?
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Probably. Why not?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It seems to be like that.
Fungus is like
it's fungi everywhere.
Yeah, and it's the way that like the trees communicate and all that. So like some plant communication, all that maybe.
Yeah. How does fungi communicate? Let's look it up. Let's see. How do fungi communicate? Dun, 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 dun. Electrical signals, pheromones, can't even pronounce this. Mycorrhizal networks. Fungi form symbiotic relationships with plants through specialized okay, so these networks connect trees and plants, allowing them to share nutrients, water, and information. Older trees called mother trees. So that's actually helping them communicate with the things they're attached to. Wait, what is this? Negotiating relationships. That's this is the AI generated answer, by the way. When two mycelia meet, they communicate to negotiate their relationship. This can range from fusion to indifference, physical exclusion, or chemical antagonism. That's interesting. I don't know what that means exactly, but pheromones, fungi release pheromones. So pheromones are kind of interesting. What if it's like you're all gooey, but you're also like super sexy? I was reading the Avengers, an older Avengers issue where the Beast
Mhm.
The Beast, when he first turned into more of his cat-like form rather than the dog-like form he got later, but he was like irresistible to women. He looked even more beastly, but I think because he looked kind of cat-like and he was furry and stuff, like women were just all over him. But I mean, what if it's like that? He's emitting pheromones. I don't know.
And on the thing, I was looking up slime mold, but the slime isn't necessarily a fungus.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Fungi send electrical signals through hyphae, which are long tendrils that fungi use to grow. The patterns of these electrical spikes are similar to human speech. Interesting. Some scientists believe that fungi use these signals to communicate about new food sources. So I don't know. What forms of do you want? Pheromones, electrical signals? Those seem to be the real ones there. I like the pheromones. How about pheromones? Can talk to fungi. Just talk to fungi is fine. That could be electrical, whatever. But do you want pheromones to be one of the powers?
uh,
Or is that too much? I like the idea it's a gelatin, it smells.
yeah, I mean, pheromones, spore of some sort or something. I don't know. Yeah. Like the goo itself. Yeah.
Well, what if it's
I
like
mean,
emotional?
maybe
What if
it's
it's
not like an airborne pheromone. Maybe just in the goo, like it's on you and affects you.
sure, sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, fungal. Well, because it's that's part of the slow effect, right? Like you get engulfed in this thing, and then maybe it pacifies you, or maybe it's an emotional control mechanism. If you get stuck in the goo, then he can kind of control your emotional state or something.
Hmm.
Is that too much?
Yeah. I feel like I don't know. I'd like it to be more. I guess if you're got.
Or just say, but we could just make it. It's like it just calms you down. It
Yeah.
just makes
Yeah.
you passive or silly. It could be like laughy gas or something. I don't know. So
Or it could be
nothing
like that.
nothing
I mean,
like
like the effects of like people eating mushrooms. Yeah, it could be psychedelic.
oh psychedelic. Oh, there you go. Fungal pheromones. I must have spelled pheromones wrong. How do you spell pheromones? Oh, pheromones. Okay. Okay, yeah, it gets you psychedelic. Okay. I like that. Psychedelic. Psychedelic reaction. Okay. What's our time?
Our time is. I think we were at a. Dang it! I need this to stay on. We've got 12 minutes. We're doing
12
good.
minutes. Oh, we're doing good. We're
Great.
doing good.
Yeah, we got plenty of time.
I love that. It's sort of like this slow march towards psychedelic experience. I don't know. Okay, so okay, let's talk a little bit about this person before they discovered their powers. So they were going through puberty. Were they interested in chemistry or were they interested in something else?
I mean, since I don't know. I mean, they're basically a teenager.
What's the exact opposite? Well, but they would
That's
be
what
like
I'm
what,
thinking is
dinosaurs?
like if you were like you're giving well. I guess would you be like somebody who was on the other side of the spectrum because like people who are taking like the psychedelics for medicinally,
Uh-huh.
you could be, or alternately you could be like very like centered and like medicine man kind of like people who've already taken
Well, is this a teenager?
right.
Is the hero a teenager or is that just the origin of the hero? I think it should be a teenage hero.
Yeah, I think a teenage hero. I think yeah, teenager. I mean, that's the fun
What,
part. Is
what are
like
the teenagers? What would this teenager? I mean, you got like dinosaurs. If this is like right at puberty, then there would have been like what dinosaurs. It could be sci-fi. Shark. What are the interests of like kids that are 12 and younger? I don't have kids. I don't know.
my kids are
Astrophysics,
12.
Baby Shark. Oops. While you're thinking, I'm going to grab some more water. Hmm.
Well, since we were talking about them wanting to be taller, I
Yeah.
was thinking, what if they're just like, a kid that's really into sports, or
Oh yeah,
something?
basketball or something.
Yeah, into basketball.
Well, that would be okay. So what do we say that? Okay, they've got basketball as a skill.
Yeah.
But that is like so useless for basketball. In
Well,
fact, that could be kind of one of those things that sort of like was playing basketball while trying to, but didn't have control of the powers. So it did become gelatinous. He
yeah.
became gelatinous and dunked on everybody, but splattered them all. They went into a psychedelic.
Yeah. Engulfed the team and all
Okay, I'm
that.
going to put that in the heroic origin section. Uh, Playing basketball, got taller gelatinously. Slammed the or dunked the ball, dunked and splattered all over the other players. Putting that into a drug, a psychedelic haze. Okay, that's okay.
That's gonna, yeah.
That's interesting. So yeah, so that's interesting because that you won't want to attack this person from a heroic standpoint.
Yeah.
Attacking this character is like, ooh, not touching you. Um, Interesting.
Yeah. Just, oh.
So basketball. Well, that creates a lot of. So what would you? I mean, okay, are we living in a world that has like a Professor X type character that will come and actually train this person, or are the parents? I mean, we could make the parents chemists or something, and so they, or no, the parent would know, the mom would
The
know. I'm
mother
very
would
single
know.
mom.
But what if the mom's just like an old like hippie? She's like, I had this crazy trip this time, and then afterwards, I gave birth to you.
So hippie burnout mom.
Yeah.
So hippie burnout mom.
She doesn't have to necessarily be. She just, she runs a little shop.
Okay, a hippie mom. A hippie
She
mom.
sells. She
Well,
sells
yeah,
glass pipes. She
sells glass pipes. Okay, keep going.
pipes and lamps or whatever else they would call.
Well, but where
I
does
guess
this
it's
guy?
legal now.
Where does this guy go to learn how to use his powers? Because I mean, if he's splattering people, and I mean, people are gonna. I mean, first off, his friends or somebody's gonna try to exploit it by making him a, drug dealers
Oh
basically.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Are
mean,
those his friends or his enemies or both? Because
yeah.
I mean, you're gonna have people that are like, dude, let's party, and you should be,
Well, I
start.
mean, isn't that your great with great power comes great responsibility at some point in there? Like at first he's going to go off with the popular kids that are like, "Hey," and then and then
That's right. That's
it's
right.
the
And then
downside
somebody
of it. Yeah,
commits suicide or something. So,
yeah. Or
okay.
just decides to go driving after because all these kids are irresponsible.
So does he become kind of a psychedelic drug dealer?
I mean, I guess in a way,
Or
like he becomes a
exploited by
party
friends?
favor. How's that?
He what?
He becomes a party favor.
Becomes
Invited to the popular kids.
a party favor exploited by popular kids. Okay, I like how we're actually getting much more into the origin than we have in the past. Exploited by popular kids, then what? Somebody dies.
Yeah, somebody,
Kid dies as a result. As a result, okay, and that becomes.
and that's his, that's his hero moment. He's like, I can't, you guys are they're just using me for my power. I need to. Or he just realizes his power has a dark side to it. Or like, what if his like emotions can like screw people's like Like,
Well, yeah, I figure the psychedelic experience is going to be different depending on your emotional state,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So yeah, if he's feeling sad, then you're going to have like kind of a bad trip. But if
yeah.
he's feeling happy, it might be a good trip. So
Yeah.
interesting. Okay, we got to put that under powers there. Okay. Um,
If he's just neutral, you just have whatever trip you would have, which is then on your whole your state of mind,
well,
right?
which should it be?
I mean, because like that's
Is
it's
is it
well,
determined by the or it could be a combo? I mean,
yeah. Let's make it a combo.
it is a combo of his and others' emotional
'Cause I,
states.
I like the idea that he has no control over it because that makes it more fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah,
'Cause
yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that too. I
he
like that.
doesn't know what his power is going to do to people
Uh-huh.
exactly.
So it's actually kind of a weird kind of a thing. It's sort of like, don't touch me. You don't want to touch me.
Yeah.
You know. I like this. I like this idea that you got a character whose natural defense is just like, ew, slimy. This reminds me of when we used to play basketball as kids. That I would be so sweaty out there that like you guys wouldn't want to touch me.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I totally thought of that too. Because like when the basketball playing, I was like, oh yeah, you could really like he could be like flinging.
It was
Goo
bad.
on-
It was bad. I was so yeah. It was great. But hey, I scored a lot of points. So okay,
Um,
this is good. Okay, how much time do we have?
we have about 4 minutes.
4 minutes. Okay. Okay, we got the. I'm still trying to figure out. Okay, so he figures it out on his own. But this is the question: what's his relationship to the authorities? Does anybody? I mean, his students, his co-eds all know about it.
Yeah, I guess.
Um, but to
I
the
guess
prince, is it like the principal doesn't and the security they don't believe that he's got this? It's like oh, that's a bunch of BS.
well,
What
I mean,
he got you?
something must have happened. So when it happened, I would think everybody had to know, right? I mean, how would else would that like
Well,
and
no, I mean if it's only around kids, he might hide it from authorities, right?
okay, I
You know,
guess.
it's like it could be that I mean, because if an adult comes, they just see a bunch of gelatin, and
Mhm.
when the kids go, it's like he was sweating the gelatin. You know, it's sort of like he was sweating the gelatin. So it could be like the adults don't believe him except for his mom,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
So
it's really just the kids. It's just sort of a so it's a secret from adults,
and then
but it's well known to the kids. But it's so
well, it
ridiculous that the
gets out,
adults don't believe it.
into the populace, and so they all, yeah, the rumor mill passes it all around it, so they all know. So it's not a secret, like secret. But yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's fair. Yeah,
but it's the adults just don't buy it. They don't believe it.
well, I mean, if any adult was, they'd be like, "Oh, what substance is he giving to these kids?"
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Like,
so there's a suspicion. So we should say that like school security is maybe his enemy.
yeah.
Uh, like who at the school or
Well, if this goes outside of school, like if they've got part, just police or whatever, or like we're trying to follow this.
local authorities?
Yeah, like, and especially if somebody dies, they're like, what drug were they on? And we can't identify it yet. It seems to be some.
Okay, so he's like are suspicious. So they're actually local of him, and they're actually keeping an eye on him, maybe to some degree, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Local
Like,
authorities are suspicious of him. So,
just say that his mom works at like the marijuana distribution shop or something. like,
oh, okay, yeah,
like
the
so,
dispensary, yeah,
dispensary. Yeah,
yeah.
we don't have
Okay,
that here, so.
okay,
We've got a minute and a half.
okay.
Any equipment?
Do we? Well, have we figured out the appearance of this character?
Uh,
I mean, civilian wise, what? I mean, let's go with heroic. So is he a is it gelatin surrounding a skeleton? Skeleton and a gelatin. Is that what it is?
I think.
Or is he wearing clothes? Because I guess if he puts the
I would think that he kind of. I like the idea that he morphs out of the clothes, so that he is just like the skeleton.
skeleton and a gelatin. Okay, that's the heroic skeleton in gelatin.
Yeah, and it kind of looks like the Thing, but I guess the Thing has to wear underwear too.
No, you don't. No, it doesn't. No.
I'm just
Skeleton and gelatin but gelatin blocks kind of like the thing. Okay. No, I like that. Let's see. Equipment. I don't know what equipment would even be useful, especially if you're oozing out of your clothes.
Yeah.
Appearance, that we just talked about that. Psychology. Yeah, I guess we haven't figured out motivation yet. Or the name. We haven't figured out the name.
Name or motivation. That's a good question. Like,
well, in what way is he a hero?
Yeah, I mean, so far we've got an origin. Oh, we're going down to it. There it is.
Oh no, we're out of time. Well, folks, you know what that means. When we run out of time, it's time for lightning rounds. Okay. As you can see with our outline, we haven't filled out everything. So what we're going to do is give ourselves
things left to go.
I'm sorry?
We only have a handful of things left to go.
Yeah, we're actually doing pretty well here. I can't remember. Is it 2 minutes or 5 minutes?
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Okay, we're going to give ourselves 2 additional minutes per category, plus a final, I think, 5-minute revision period, right?
You're right.
Okay, so all right. So, Terrence, why don't you start the timer?
Starting with psychology?
Oh, well, yeah. What do we want to start with first? Yeah, let's start with psychology.
All right, here we go. 2 minutes.
All right. So what's the civilian psychology of the kid? I mean, obviously, it wants to fit in. If they're
wants to fit in, wants to be liked by others.
Is he a nerd? Is he kind of an awkward kid?
Oh, let's say that he was
he's a basketball player, so.
Well, I mean, yeah, but let's say he was just one of those kids that wanted to be, was unknown, like
okay.
The kids that everybody like just kind of doesn't notice. He was going unnoticed and wanted to.
Was unnoticed, and tried to get noticed, and wants to be. Let's see. Was unnoticed, but wants to build his rep. Okay.
Yeah, basically, it's like he wasn't even, he didn't stand out. He wasn't like, bullies wouldn't pick on him and popular people didn't notice him either. So
okay, it was wants to build his rep. Okay, so now the heroic psychology. So a kid died because of this psychedelic stuff, but I mean, he knows he can do, I mean, does he want to use his powers to get that reputation, or because he was using it for for party purposes? But what's the non-party?
Well, yeah, that's his dilemma. It's like, what do I do now? I don't know. Like, because like you find out, okay, I'm a demigod. What do I do? What do I do with that? Like, I've got to find a way to use this to better humanity or something.
Does his father come down and sort of like Jarrell come down and talk to him about what he should be doing?
My thought of how that happened just his father just comes down in a big splat.
Could be like that. It could also be that he talks through the fungi. He's talking to the fungi.
That made me laugh.
No, I love it. It's a great image.
That's our end of our time. That was our 2 minutes.
Okay. Well, we did civilian motivation. I guess we didn't. Doesn't that count as the 2 minutes just for civilian motivation? We can do another.
Okay, you want to take another 2 minutes?
Yeah, another 2 minutes for heroic. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. All right. So,
but does the god? But is there tension, just like Odin? With Thor, is there some tension between the fungus god and his mom?
Maybe, yeah. Like maybe he.
Because he might be sent on missions by his dad.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Like maybe, because what would the goal of your fungus be? Like maybe it's to populate new worlds. And
the mom is all like ego or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fungus just kind of spreads to other, right?
Because mom is all peace and love, right? She's a hippie.
Yeah.
So So maybe, yeah, maybe. Boy, I don't know if I want to do it so much like ego, though.
Well, no, I mean, but that's just, I mean, I'm just thinking of, I mean, and it doesn't need to be like ego. Maybe it's literally just spreading fungus and starting life on new worlds, not like ego, like
Well,
trying to dominate over every life form or anything like that. It's
what if
like,
it's? I think did we have an environment? What if it's an environmentalist type of thing? It could be an environmental allegory because I mean, if
that,
you're the thing about the fungus is it's connecting plants together to
mhm,
communicate, and it actually that was one of the things it was saying
mhm,
was that they create lines of communication
yeah,
between other plants and stuff. So what if it's actually about repairing the environmental damage done by humans or something?
okay, okay.
Okay.
Or what if that's his argument with his dad? Is basically his dad's like, no, we're gonna just go populate this new rock, and he's like, no, all these people live here. He's like, we're gonna populate this new rock. Like,
Okay.
we're gods. We don't care about these little
Well, so he
people.
goes on cosmic. So this would make him cosmic. He'd be
Oh
going
yeah,
to
yeah. Like the it's a god. I don't see why he's
okay. Uh,
restricted to Earth.
sent to re vegetate or to vegetate uh,
Yeah,
other planets, but also wants to fix environmental damage on Earth.
yeah,
Damage on Earth. Okay, I think that's the tension right there. That makes sense. So there's because he's earthbound because of his mom, and his
mhm,
dad wants to. Okay, I like it.
yeah,
That's good. We got it. All right, and we ran out of time, right?
yeah, yeah. That was our time.
Okay, so we've got name. We have to figure out names. We've got equipment, which I think did we decide no equipment?
I mean, yeah, I think there's no equipment.
Actually, it looks like name is the last thing. Oh, the civilian appearance.
Um,
Let's do civilian appearance.
I mean, I'm literally thinking of Peter Parker, teenager, but I mean that might be too.
So standard teenage. We should.
I mean, like, yeah. What do you want to do there? I definitely think a boy. I don't know. It's been a boy. I guess we should start the timer. Ready?
Yes, let's start the timer, and we'll talk about civilian appearance. Yeah.
All right. So,
Okay. So it's a boy,
yeah,
teenage boy. But I mean, is it like what is it, like hoodies, rock T-shirts, or what? I mean, is
I
it?
feel like he's trying to. I mean, one of the things that makes it me like the idea of it just being very Peter Parkerish is like he's your standard like social standard of like boy, brown haired boy. And then he's gonna be like, one day he's trying the goth, like maybe I'll stand out this way. Next day he's
Oh,
doing
okay,
the
I like
hoodie, maybe
that.
I'll stand out this way. Maybe
Trying
I'll
out
be,
new
I'll hip hop this day, and he's trying to,
trying out new vibes.
yeah,
Actually, I like that, and that's a psychology thing too. So let's put that under okay.
and so he's,
Trying out new vibes. Okay, I like it. I
he's
like
like,
it.
I don't have any of these other things that people have, and so he's
Okay,
trying to find a,
that's cool. You see, I like that. I like that because it's not. Um, that's not typical. Not for boys.
hmm,
It seems like that's more common with girl characters is that they're trying like different fashions and things like that, and boys are oftentimes just kind of
yeah,
being a fashion averse. So I like that. So okay, well, I think we're done with that then.
all right,
Unless we want to say that the get down to the nitty gritty of hair color and eye color and stuff. I don't know.
we can.
I don't know.
I
Well,
guess
is it
we got 20 seconds left.
race, gender? We've already got the gender. Do we?
Um,
Is what?
uh, I'm just trying to think what would make him. I'm just trying to think of a place.
Black, Asian, Caucasian,
Well, I was going to say
Hispanic.
Caucasian, maybe, but I was trying to think of some place that would relate to goo somehow, or this fungal thing.
Okay, well, we're gonna indistinct.
Yeah. All
So
right.
okay, sort of like The Rock or something. Um, okay, yeah, cool. Be Hawaiian. Do you want to say Hawaiian?
We can make him Samoan,
Samoan. Yeah, is that okay?
and then he just keeps
Samoan.
getting bigger. And but
That's
like
true.
Samoans are, you know,
Oh, I like that Samoan. So he's Samoan.
he's a small Samoan who wants to be bigger.
I like it. No, that's it. Hey, last minute decision there. Let's do it. Okay. All right. Now we just need to come up with a name. Let's start with civilian name.
Oh,
What's the timer on?
now we've made him Samoan though.
Well,
I
but
guess
that
that doesn't
doesn't.
matter.
Dwayne Johnson
Yeah,
is
Dwayne
not.
Johnson. He was like Samoan in like Nevada or Indiana or something like
He
that.
could be, he could be Curly Smith. It doesn't. Did you
Yeah,
put the timer on?
yeah. The timer started.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. So,
Um,
uh, well,
so
Cube, basketball. Let's see. I mean, it could just be a boring name, I guess.
yeah, like
But
that's the thing. It should be fairly like, oh,
should we do an alliterative name like the old comic books? What's a letter that doesn't usually get alliterative? Like Luke Lawrence, uh, Quincy.
eh.
No,
I'm thinking like, what if he's like Gary?
Gary Grimes.
I'm just trying to think what's a non
Oh,
like
Jelly. Well, Jelly Jerry.
mm, Jerry, Joseph,
Mary.
Joe. Like what are like, oh, that guy. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry is name.
Well, who's a famous actor right now? Or 10 years ago?
Timothy Chalamet, whatever.
Okay, well, maybe like 10 years ago. Who was the it guy 12 years ago? Let's see. Famous actors from 2012.
Why 2012?
Because that would have been 12 years ago. He's 12 years old.
Okay.
Or 20. Okay, Chris Hemsworth, Johnny Depp,
Johnny,
Robert Pattinson.
Danny.
Well, we could be the characters that they played. Tom Cruise was still Danny Glover. They're not kids though. Bradley Cooper.
Brad, a good name. Let's make him a Brad.
Fine. Bradley Cooper.
Bradley. Oh.
Okay, his name's Bradley. We don't have a last name. All right, now we got to come up with a heroic name. This is going to be tough.
All right.
I like this because this is totally the wrong order that we normally go in. Normally, this part we've got figured out.
Right.
Okay,
ready? Here we go. Timer starting. So there's goo. We've talked of. There's fungus. There's mold. Not maybe mold or slimes.
I mean, he does cubes. He comes out in cubes, though, right? It's
yeah.
All so it could be a cube-related square. Like it could be Square Pusher. That's like the name of a band.
I was going to say that. Okay, that's what that is. So I was like, that's the thing. All right. Goo.
Square Devil. Could be. Well, what would say? Here's a question: what's the nickname that he would get from his students, his coworkers? What's the name for co-students?
What's the name of the drug basically that he is creating? Yeah, that's a good.
No. What's the name? What do you call students that are your co-students? What do you call that? My fellow students.
My fellow students. I don't know. Colleagues, not colleagues.
What did we used to call them when we were going to school? Classmates. Classmates. Thank you. Okay. So what was the classmates call them?
I mean,
they'd be
whatever you're calling this drug, basically that he's making, is
gelatinon. G. Well, it'd be like G.
It'd be like some sort of gel cube thing or something.
We got to think in terms of like marijuana names.
What are other names for that they use for like mushrooms? Like mushrooms and microdots and.
I mean, we can't call them Jello something because it's like Gelmax.
Nothing.
We're out of time.
That's our time. Yeah.
Okay, that's okay because we got a 5-minute revision period, and we're going to need it here for this name, I think. Gel tab. Hit the 5-minute button.
All right. Let me find a 5-minute timer. That's it. That we just have his name.
Well, we have his name, and we could do a last name for a civilian name.
Yeah, and
that's it. That's all.
That's it. Really, just 5 minutes on just his name. All right. Yeah. Here we go. 5 minutes starting now.
But isn't that what they call it? Like a gel tab or a gel? What are they? Gel cap? You know, like if it's a pill, right?
Yeah,
Pill.
yeah.
What do
I
they
was
call
gonna
that?
say also psilocybin therapy is what the it's in mushrooms. The psilocybin psychoactive ingredients.
Chewable tablets, orally disintegrating. That's not what I want. Gel tab. It's got to be capsule. Birth control pills, liquid. Soft gel. He could be soft gel.
Soft gel.
Sublingual tablets. Effervescent tablets.
Nicknames for psilocybin mushroom laced drugs: MDMA, Molly, Adam, Rolls, Love Drug.
Adam. Maybe his name should be Adam. Maybe it's Bradley Adams.
There you go. Sure.
Okay, Bradley Adams. There we go. Gel.
Magic mushrooms, shrooms, shrooms. Just
well, but he's not really a shroom, right? Okay, so synonyms
blue
for
meanies because they have a bluish tint.
synonyms for psychedelic.
Boomers, Mexican
Trip.
mushrooms.
He could be gel trip or something.
Simple Simon, silly putty, sacred mushroom, musk. Mushrooms are
Hallucinogenic, intoxicating, psycho. Well, what if it's like Psycho Cube or something? Psycho Gel.
Ooh, psychogel. I kind of like that. Fungi fusion.
Because that could be a negative thing there. Psycho Gel, or freaky. There's freaky like gel freak or something. Trippy, psychoactive,
cosmic cube.
cosmic cube. What about trippy or freaky something? Psychogel is cool. Psychogel is cool, but is that what they? Freaky drip.
Psychogel.
Let me see here. Synonyms for gelatin. Let's see. Extract, gel, marmalade. Psycho marmalade. Marmalade.
You.
That's just like that?
Gross.
Jelly, gel.
Well, gelatin. Maybe agar?
No, because nobody knows what it means. Jam. What is it like? Trippy jam, or something, or psycho jam.
Psycho jam. Aspic, pectin, glob. Mm-hmm.
What if it was like trippy jam? Jammy trip.
Globs.
Psycho jam.
Well, they're cubes, right?
Yeah, they're cubes, yeah.
So, okay, so...
But it's a gelatin.
Yeah. I don't know, like gel cubes.
Gela 13. Gelatine.
Gelatine. Angel.
Wait, gelatine. This is kind of a. I guess it only. I don't know. That's
yeah.
Is that too comedic?
It's too.
Gelatine. Come on.
Magic mushrooms. Fusion. Mystic.
Magic gel. Magic. You don't like gel cap?
See, I think like because they used to take like acid as like sugar cubes, right? And this is a gel cube, so that's like there's a.
You want the cube thing in there? Square. I don't like cube so much as square. I think is cool, but if he's square like he's kind of a square kid.
Yeah.
I don't know. Square. The square. Gel square.
Gel square. Do square.
Square jam.
Square jam. I like that.
You want to do that? Let's do square jam.
That sounds like a band.
All right. Yeah, it does. Square jam. But that actually sounds like a, hey, come to the party. We're going to have square jam there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I
okay.
like that.
Square jam. Do we actually do
That's
this?
our time. That's our time.
We didn't have to cheat at all. Oh my god! All right. Well, let's summarize our character here.
Square Jam. Yeah, I like that.
All right. The name. Hey, everybody. We here at Heroic Origins have come up with yet another spectacular superhero. His name is Square Jam. Bradley Adams is the spawn of a hippie chick who owns a marijuana dispensary and glass and sells glass pipes. But his father is the god of fungi. How did he find this out, Terrence? How did he find out about his powers?
Well, as a teenager, while he was trying to, or I guess wishing that he were taller, he was reaching for the ceiling, and suddenly, I guess his bones extended and goo manifested. As a basketball player, oh wait, he got taller and gelatinously dunked and splattered on other players, putting them into a psychedelic haze, and
he becomes a party favor that's exploited by popular kids once they find out he has a psychedelic thing. But then some kid dies as a result of this, and he decides he's only going to use his power for good. Mm-hmm. So now there's also his dad comes into the picture. His dad appears and recruits him for cosmic missions. For cosmic missions to not revegetate, but to vegetate.
Yeah, dead planets.
Missions to vegetate dead planets. Okay, but he has a little bit of a conflict with that because he wants to
stay on Earth.
He wants to stay on Earth, and he wants to heal the environmental damage done to Earth. Mm-hmm. So all of this is while he's trying to figure out how to fit in at high school.
You should note that these other kids are older kids. That would make more sense.
Oh, okay.
Exploded by
older popular kids. That would make sense. Older popular kids. So now his powers. Let's go into that a little bit more. He basically expands by popping in new cubes. He becomes more cubic.
Cubes.
The more cubes, sort of like a rocky body of the thing. He has a cubic skin, but his bones kind of expand as he does, or they don't expand. I don't know.
His bones. He's creating new bones. Like
he creates new bones to go with the gelatin.
Yeah, the gelatin, so that there's a framework for all the gelatin, and to a degree, I guess, in some way, as he grows.
Well, it strikes me that the gelatin kind of protects his bones as well, but he gets bigger, and I don't know if we talked about him getting stronger or anything, but he can act as a. But the point is that he slowly gets bigger, and if people touch him, they go through a psychedelic experience.
You're right. We haven't talked about what else this fungi could do, but we'll have to.
Well, those are power stunts. We can come up with that in when we do our plot cast. We can talk about how he explores the powers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when he's a teenage boy, he's Samoan. We forgot to mention that.
Oh yeah,
he's Samoan.
He's a small Samoan.
Huh?
He's a small Samoan.
A small Samoan.
That's important.
But
he's only half Samoan, so that's probably
that's true. That's true. half god.
Yeah.
Fungi god, but he's also fashion conscious, and he's always trying out new vibes.
Well, he's trying to fit in. He's trying to
find a way to fit in.
Find a way to be.
So it's not just fashion, but he also tries new activities.
He's trying to, be something else. Hasn't quite accepted who he is and seen the beauty of his own gelatinous form.
Now, his powers are well known amongst the students, his classmates.
Yes.
But the local authorities don't believe anything about this gelatin stuff. I mean, or don't believe that he generates it.
Right.
But they are suspicious that maybe he's a drug dealer.
Yeah. That there's some new designer drug on the streets, and they think it's coming from his mom's shop.
Yeah. So he's actually putting his mom under scrutiny too, but she's completely above board.
Right.
And anyway, the social issues we're dealing with are kind of puberty and environmentalism.
Actually, and probably drug abuse as well.
Drug abuse too. You're right. That's a good point. Yeah. All right. So that's our character. Yes. And that was
Square Jam.
Square Jam. All right. Let's get our script here.
All right. Band name.
Well, that's it for this episode.
But we want to hear from you, true conceivers.
What did we get right?
What did we get wrong?
Leave us a comment or email at heroicpod@gmail.com, and we'll respond to your feedback on upcoming episodes.
Don't forget to show your support.
Share, subscribe, or just hit that like button.
It all helps.
And that's a wrap.
Keep on hero smithing, true conceivers.
We'll see you next time on the Heroic Origins plot. We'll see you next time on the Heroic Origins. We'll see you next time on the Heroic Origins plotcast, where we figure out a 6-issue story arc for the character.
All right. And with that, we say
thop. 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 Oh, and I guess we have the outro music. Hold on. Here we go. Outro. All right. Okay, let me unshare this here. All right, that's it there, folks.
That was another episode of Heroic Origins. Wait, I wanted to share one thing.
Oh yeah, well
you haven't seen this yet.
Ooh, very psychedelic. It's very, very in line with what we discussed today.
Yes, this is our Heroic Origins Lost Piñata.
Nice. Well, it looks like, I mean, are you coloring the rest of the body, or is it just, is it like has a mask on, or is it a bodysuit?
She has a mask on. It's white. That's why I put all the little shading on. Tried to make it
That's
more
a bodysuit that's on the white. Yeah. Okay.
Like the Future Foundation, because our colors were blue and white, and so I made
it's like, okay. I like it. That's very cool. I love it.
Yeah, I just wanted to share that.
Wait, but this has got the Heroic Origins. Oh, this is for the episodes where we're doing Heroic Origins.
Yeah. I mean, I could do different versions of her, but she's got her, she's got a little bit of flair there. And I did all the action, the action-y little bits of shading on her as well.
I love it.
Make her more comic booky. So.
That's right. Yeah. Well, all right, folks. Well, this is what you have to look forward to. I didn't check the chat again at all. Well, we didn't have anybody chatting with us this time, so that's good. All right. So, folks, that's it for Las Piñata. Got to unshare that sucker. Yeah. Whoops.
It won't go away.
There it is. Okay.
All right. So,
thanks for listening, everybody. This has been another episode of Las Piñata. And just like with Heroic Origins, we encourage you to like, follow, and share the program.
Right.
Now get lost.
Get lost. Beat it.
Do we have an outro?
I have nothing for Las Piñata up, so that's where I was.
Don't we just play the same thing again?
Yeah, we can.
Play it again. Here we go.